In this video, we are forecasting some snow in the north and severe weather in the south for the short term. Beyond that, the stage is set for a bowling ball of a storm to crash through the U.S. and cause a mess in the form of heavy snow and significant severe weather. We're going to break down all the weather models, and some of them look downright crazy. Welcome back, y'all. Ryan Hall here with the weather forecast. Did you guys know I have a TikTok? I've been making short versions of what I do here, kind of like condensed for the TikTok platform, and we're about to hit 400,000 followers over there, millions of views on pretty much every video. So I just wanted to let you know, if TikTok is something you do, you can go follow me over there. People seem to like the content. And if you don't do TikTok, I completely understand. For you, I've made another YouTube channel called Ryan Hall Y'all Shorts, and you can find that on my channel, or there's a link in the description, or maybe even you can click somewhere and you can go find that channel and subscribe to it if you want. All right, that's enough jibber jabber about TikToks. Let's start talking about the weather. All right, here's a big old look at the United States of America, and we kind of got two areas of interest to talk about right now. First of all, down here in the south, the Storm Prediction Center has highlighted a little area where these showers could possibly turn into storms and maybe cause a rumble of thunder or two later today. Nothing crazy to worry about here. But if we zoom out and go to the north and west, you can see we got a little streak of snow coming from the Pacific Northwest in Seattle, where it's pouring the rain right now, all the way through Great Falls into Bismarck and barely making it into Wisconsin now. We do have the beginning stages of our big storm that we've been talking about, and it's going to continue to progress east, and this is what's going to cause our problems with the snow in the north and the severe weather down here as we go into the future, and we can talk more in depth about that on the weather models. All right, we're going to start off with the NAM 3-kilometer model, the North American model. This is what the radar could look like as we go into the future. Date and time is always going to be displayed above my head there, and remember, that's in Eastern time. There's our storm looking pretty similar to what we're seeing on radar right now, with the heavy rain over here in Seattle and the heavy snow in the higher elevations over there in the Pacific Northwest. That's going to continue to move east, and you are going to get a break over here. Okay, once that moves by, you're going to clear out probably later tonight. So this isn't going to be one of those atmospheric river things where you're just getting tons and tons of moisture. It is going to move out of the way, and then we're going to see that snow progress off to the east. Okay, here we are at 1 a.m. Sunday, December 5th. Heavy snow in North Dakota, some moderate to heavy snow in the middle of Minnesota, and that's going to be putting down some accumulations. Okay, maybe 3, 4, 5 inches there in north central Minnesota. There's going to be a couple places that see more than that, but as you can see, as this progresses off to the east, a lot of the heavier snow is staying north of the lakes. Okay, Ontario, you guys are probably going to see some decent snow out of this. Around noon on Sunday, December 5th, you can start to see some of this Gulf moisture streaming up into the low pressure system, and it is showing itself here as some rain and isolated thunderstorms from the central area of Illinois all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. A little bit of mixed precipitation is showing up here in Iowa and southern Wisconsin, but it'll be quick hitting and not anything really to worry about. Let's keep pushing her forward, and we're going to have a very brief time where we have some heavy snow in the northern part of Michigan there in the oven mitt portion. The vast majority of the snow is going to fall in the UP over there, and really everybody south of Green Bay is just going to see a lot of rain. Okay, it could be heavy at times in some portions of southern Michigan with a couple claps of thunder, and then we're really going to push this forward and watch that cold front come on down, and it does stretch all the way down here into Texas. Okay, I actually want to show you something pretty cool with this cold front. So as it comes through, there's a lot of warm air here in the south and east that doesn't want to budge, but the cold front is going to force it out of the way. And around 5 a.m. Monday morning, it's going to be like 70 degrees in Dallas, and then boom, cold front comes through, and literally by like 8 or 9 a.m. it's going to be in the 40s. And if you factor in the wind chill, it's going to be like 15 degrees near Amarillo, Texas. So this is a big area of cold air that's coming in behind this storm, and that cold air pushing up against the warm air is what's going to cause our storms over here in Arkansas. Well, I should say Arkansas and surrounding areas. Okay, here we are at 10 p.m. Sunday, December 5th. The fact that this is likely going to happen later in the evening and towards the overnight hours, that drastically decreases the chance for big time severe weather. So that's good news. But if these storms do start popping up a little bit earlier in the day, we could see a little bit more fuel out there for them to become big supercell storms, and we still have that little bit of a threat for an isolated tornado or two. But look, you can watch this moisture coming up from the south and meeting up with this cold front here, and then immediately sparking multiple thunderstorms all across, Arkansas, especially into southeastern portions of Oklahoma, northeastern Texas, even over here into the Ohio River Valley. You guys are going to be seeing some thunderstorms, but the strongest ones are going to be right in here in Arkansas, I do believe, and there is a potential for some of these to be severe as they go to the east. Western Tennessee, even around the Memphis area, you could see some big, heavy rain events, maybe some small hail, and certainly some rumbles of thunder as you wake up on Monday morning. And then that stuff's going to get out of here pretty quickly as a wall of heavy rain that skedaddles off to the south and east. The Storm Prediction Center does see this as well, and they do have that marginal risk issued here for severe weather. We'll see if they update to a slight risk. I'll be the first one to let you know if they do. Follow me on Twitter for quick updates like that. So as the storm progresses off to the east, there's a big area of warmer air that's going to be coming up this way into the northeast. And then you got that cold air coming down behind it. So a lot of the snow is going to transition over to rain before it makes it into any portion of the northeast. Even northern Maine, all you're going to see is maybe some mixed precipitation here as this storm moves by. And then we've got this big wall of rain and wind and cold air coming through the rest of the area all the way through 7 p.m. on Monday, December 6th, as it does finally start to exit the United States. And look at all that lake effect snow, buddy. It's going to get heavy up there, especially in northwestern portions of Michigan. Let's look at them snow totals, and it is Snowtown, baby, in Silver Bay up here in extreme northeastern Minnesota. Duluth, it looks like you might get 6 inches. Maybe you're right there on the teeter-totter edge. Once again, the UP of Michigan's going to see a widespread variety of snow totals. You could see anywhere from 1 to 8 inches, depending on where you are. Typically, though, the further north you are, the more snow you can expect. And then, of course, like I've been saying for days, here in the oven of Michigan, you have to be in extreme northern Michigan there before you see anything significant. And still, we're talking about 5, 6, maybe 7 inches of snow up here. All right, now let's look at the forecast for the whole U.S. as we go later on into the week. Here's our storm that we've been talking about. We're going to watch it, get it, and dig it like Dale Earnhardt Jr. as it exits off to the north and east as a pretty powerful storm once again up here in Quebec. Look out for some heavy snow and some strong winds up there. But now our focus is shifting back over here to the west. You're going to get a break after this storm, but it's not going to be very long-lived as another storm is going to come over this way and produce snow for a lot of the Rocky Mountain regions, and then eventually maybe some flurries here in the Great Plains into the Midwest. But it is going to try to fool around with some Gulf moisture here, and then maybe once it gets on the East Coast, we'll see something. But for the most part, every model has really been keeping these two areas of energy pretty disconnected. So as of right now, I would say that, you know, if you're looking all the way down to December 8th over here in the Northeast, I'd say some flurries. That's probably about right. But don't worry, okay? We got all kinds of little snow teasers coming as another storm comes in through the Pacific Northwest. It's riding that ridge down the Rocky Mountains. This one actually is going to combine with some Gulf energy and produce maybe some moderate snow there in Iowa, Wisconsin, northern portions of Illinois, certainly in Michigan. This one has a better chance of producing snow even further down into the state. But this is another pretty generally weak storm, okay, as it exits off to the north and east. Light snow, light rain expected over there Friday, December 10th in Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Now, look at this. This is probably what we are going to be obsessing over for the next week or so. All right, here we go. This is the potential major winter storm that we're going to be seeing coming in here next week, okay, or next weekend. Currently, we're looking at Friday, December 10th, and we have a very potent storm system moving through the Rocky Mountains, okay? It has dropped a lot of snow and rain over here on the West Coast, and even into Nevada, Utah, you know, Colorado, Wyoming, lots of snow falling, especially in the mountains here as the storm comes through. This is a bowling ball of a storm that just crashes through the center of the U.S., and look what it's doing, man. Once again, a huge influx, a flamethrower of Gulf moisture, just amplifying the energy out ahead of this thing. You see these red lines, how they're really tightly packed? That means that it's like an onion, okay? Each layer is a more warm layer, a more moist layer, and the more layers you have, the more that this low pressure system is going to have to work with. And then the same thing on the backside. Extreme cold air being pulled down behind this, all the way down into portions of Arizona and New Mexico, where it is going to snow possibly on Saturday, December 11th. You put all those ingredients together and you have a big daddy snowstorm that's going to affect a lot of people. So first of all, let me pull this back a little bit. Yeah, that's right. It's going to start off maybe with some moderate snow there in the panhandle of Texas, snow in Oklahoma, Kansas, and then it really ramps up and becomes possibly a major snowstorm around Saturday, December 12th. Look at this massive area of cold air. Look at this extremely heavy precipitation on the backside here. That's heavy snow in northern Arkansas and southern Missouri. Keep in mind, this is a 983 millibar low pressure system, which is a massive mid-latitude cyclone. This would cause a lot of problems with not only the snow and the rain, but big time winds just circulating around there. Could see 50, 60, 70 mile an hour winds as this ejects off to the north and east. Heavy snow now in Illinois and Indiana up into Michigan on the backside of the storm as it ejects off, and then look at that. It goes up into Quebec and then just kind of fizzles out. Let's watch that again. Big storm coming through the Pacific Northwest and the California mountain region. You can see it kind of skirt over the Rocky Mountains there, dropping a bunch of snow, and then bada bing, bada boom. Holy smokes. That's a big storm, guys. Now, remember, the initiation of this really is still about 6 days out, so it's not terrible. You know, this definitely could happen, but I do think things are going to change, so don't take this as gospel, okay? This is not the truth. This is not the light. This is not the way. This is entertainment right now. I will let you know if this turns into a reality, okay? So make sure you like and subscribe and all that good stuff so you never miss a video. Here's the thing with this storm, though. It's not just a rain and snow maker up here and just a big powerful storm. We also are going to have a very real chance for big time severe weather down here in the deep south, so we got to check that out. First thing we got to look at are those dew points, okay? Once again, a massive amount of warm moist air is just building up down here in the southeast, and a massive area of cold dry air is building up back here, and that storm's going to pin those two air masses against each other. And just look at that. Would you look at that? That is what I call a dry line and a half, 0.5 3/4 right there, as this low pressure system is just raking the moisture out of the way. Along this line is where we could see some very big, strong, possibly even dangerous thunderstorms. Around 1 p.m. on Saturday, December 11th, we have widespread showers and thunderstorms popping up from Texas into Arkansas, into Tennessee, Kentucky, and even maybe a couple little thunder boomers all the way up here in Ohio. And then everything congeals into a big line, possibly a powerful line of storms as that goes through Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, and then of course as we go into the overnight hours it dies out. But buddy, those could be strong storms. If this actually comes to fruition, those are going to be strong storms. And unfortunately, we have to look at this map again. We haven't looked at this since spring, really, or summer, I guess. This is the 850 millibar wind speed. All right, this is what I call tornado juice. All right, don't go to your local meteorologist and call that tornado juice. They'll slap you in the face. They're probably going to slap me in the face for calling it tornado juice. But you guys don't need to understand all the levels of the atmosphere. Just trust me, okay? This is, in a situation like this stuff is tornado juice. And the brighter the colors here, those browns and those, especially the closer to white you get there in the middle of the reds, there's a lot of tornado juice there. And this is exactly what you don't want to see when you have a big low pressure system, negatively tilted trough, lots of moisture in the south and east, plus you pour the tornado juice on top of there. And once again, if this comes to fruition, we're going to have a major snowstorm in the north and then possibly a tornado outbreak in the south and east, okay? So let's hope for the best here. Let's hope that the Euro is overplaying this and, kind of blowing this out of proportion. Now, of course, as time goes on, if this looks like it's going to affect the northeast or even more eastern areas of the southeastern portion of the U.S., we will talk about that more. But right now, I want to focus on the part that we're closest to, okay? That way I can be as accurate as possible. Please remember, this is just one model run, okay? It is going to change, but it's been kind of consistent, and the GFS is, showing something kind of similar. So yesterday, I thought that it was kind of off the table and crazy, but today, hey, maybe, like this could actually happen. And just for fun, of course, let's take a look at those snow totals. Once again, big time snow totals over here in the west. Over here in the Pacific Northwest on top of the mountains, somebody's going to get 80 inches of snow, probably 50 inches of snow over here in California. As this progresses over the Rocky Mountains, it's going to dump a ton of snow through Nevada, Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, and then even here in Texas, maybe an inch or two of snow, a couple inches in Oklahoma, and then right here along the Ohio River, that's when we start seeing the higher totals associated with that big storm we've been watching, where some people could see 7, 8, 9, 10 inches of snow all the way up through Indianapolis. Lots of compiled snowstorms here in Wisconsin through Michigan, but hey, over the next 240 hours, it's possible you could see 2 feet of snow there in central Michigan, but don't hold me to it. Here's the thing though, even if you do get some snow over here in the Rocky Mountains, it's going to melt pretty fast because after that cold front goes through, a ridge is building up on the west coast. So buddy, it's crazy. We'll see what happens. And that's all the weather talk I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, go follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and all that stuff. I've been experimenting a lot with those social media platforms. I'm just trying to put out as much content as possible so that you guys can stay ahead of these storm systems as they come through, okay? And of course, for the YouTube algorithm, make sure you slap that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn notifications on. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.